Hi, this is Lan and welcome to my channel. The National College Entrance Examination, so-called GAOKAO, just ended, and I attended the congregation last month. Congratulations, we made it! You survived high school and I survived college. Jokes aside, I just want you to sit down and pay yourself a great compliment for all the work you've done. After this summer, you're about to head off to college. Even though no one requests for this video, I really want to be like your older sister and to tell you something that I wish someone had told me before college. But before I start, I just want you to know that I in no way feel qualified to tell you what to do. They're just based on my personal experiences, so do take what I say with a grain of salt and have your own judgment. Alright? So now let's jump into it. First things first, I just want to emphasize that GAOKAO is definitely not the end. Instead, it marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. If you are not interested in this point, you can jump directly to the second point. But I feel emotionally invested in this topic, so I'm gonna delve deeper. How do you feel when you failed GAOKAO? I saw this question online, a brutal one, and I found myself resonate with most of the answers because I've been there. To be honest, failing GAOKAO just feels like the end of the world. We've been constantly told that GAOKAO is a defining moment. It not only determines whether we can get into a prestigious university, but it also determines your entire course in life. One test decides the future, that's what it said. You told yourself, this is it. Either sink or swim. But what if? You might never see it coming, but what if the result does not live up to your expectations? They sacrificed so much for me and they pinned their hopes on me, but I let them down. I screwed up everything and I was like, really? Is this what I deserved after years of hard work? My life is doomed, my future is gloomy. That 3-digit score determines everything. But really, my sweetie, you just turned 18, and how come your life will be set in stone when you've only been through less than a quarter of your life? GAOKAO marks the end of your high school, not the end of your life. You're about to move into new chapters of your life, and trust me, that's a fascinating world where you can pursue your interests and passions, experience those ups and downs, joys and sorrows, get to know friends who can laugh together, and there's so much to learn, and your life is full of possibilities. But eventually, it's totally up to you whether your college life will be extraordinary or depressing. Maybe you can't change your environment, but you can change yourself. I'll tell you what, now I graduated and I've seen people who failed classes so many times that they can't graduate on time. I also see people who achieve so much that they are admitted to the top universities in the world to pursue their master's degree. Actually, there are 3 people I know who are admitted to Oxford. So you see, the truth is, you think GAOKAO determines everything, but just after 4 years, things could be completely different, and you never know. It's way too early to say you're never gonna succeed in your life. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you let it go and look forward. Don't regret on the past, which already happened. What you should focus on is the present. Second tip, figure out the rules to survive college and make plans. Well, all of us have no idea what college is like as a freshman, right? But every community has rules, no matter explicit or implicit. You have to figure it out as soon as possible to avoid unnecessary mistakes, which could come at a really high price. Say like what courses to take, how can you arrange your schedule for the 4 years? These information can really help you to survive and thrive in university. I just realized this a little bit too late. As a freshman, our courses were already planned and scheduled by our university because we know nothing about course enrollment yet. But we can make changes later. I was so regretful that I didn't do some research and just take it. It turned out that one of the courses was lectured by a professor who was a real killer. I studied the subject so hard, like I literally worked myself to the bone, but the grade was so terrible. Literally it was the worst grade that I ever received during the 4 years. Even though I try to fix it by acing my other courses to get straight A's, it still hurts my cumulative GPA. But if I ask anyone who had taken this course before, I could certainly avoid the situation. So bear that in mind. If you know nothing, seek for help. And by saying making plans, I mean among all the texts related to college, feeling I lost is pretty common. Like Taylor Swift said in her commencement speech.
But the cool news is, you're on your own now.
I mean, basically, before I came of age, my life is somewhat planned and determined by others. You see, after primary school, it's secondary school, and then it's high school. It's quite straightforward, and you don't have to chart your own path. And there's little room for you to choose what subjects to study, how to schedule classes. School has decided everything for you, and all you need to do is to take it and follow it step by step. But in college, it's totally up to you. That's how we perceive college, as representational of hedonism and freedom. You're now completely independent. But
the scary news is, you're on your own now.
Being independent also indicates that you are fully responsible of your choice. And oftentimes, it's hard to know which path to take. You have to risk being regretful. And I have another tip for your career path. Think about your ideal occupation and target company. Go to the website of that company. Read their job description and requirements carefully. Imagine if you're going to apply for this position, are you qualified? And that's how you make plans. Knowledge, expertise, skills. Just train yourself to be good enough for that position and stand out from the crowd. Trust me, this approach is extremely useful. Instead of conforming where people said,
"This is a good major. This industry is promising. You will earn a high salary."
Even though some of them do care about you, they hope you can get a decent job, living a good life to be so-called successful. But the question is,
are you really passionate about that?
Because they don't live out that dream. Take me as an example. I absolutely don't know what I want to do when I was choosing my major for college. It's a huge torture for me. Like, I have to determine what I really wanted to do, my career, my future in like 1 or 2 weeks of time. At that time, I haven't discovered my passion for media, so I listened to my parents. I chose to study finance. Yes, finance, that's my major. I don't hate it, but I don't like it neither. It's quite controversial because I don't have passion for it. So of course I won't spend much time studying it. Then I won't have higher achievements. And how can you expect me to be successful? The point is, if you're so aware of your interests and passions, it's a huge blessing and you should definitely stick to it. So don't let it go. Third, let's talk about social life in college. Oftentimes, people say that friends and connections you make in college usually last a lifetime. Well, if you have the expectation of clicking with people and forming a large group of friends when you just enter the university, you should probably let that expectation go. The truth is, people you meet in college are so different than your classmates in high school because they come from different regions of the country, even the world. Their point of views, lifestyles, and even moral values could really be beyond your comprehension. Some of them you can get along with, some of them you will grow very close with, and some of them not very much. We have always been told that having a large group of friends is good. That means you're good at socializing and it will do you good. So we tend to put those big groups on a pedestal because you think that the size and number equals how high your social status is, how fulfilled you are. But the truth is, depth and authenticity of true connections are what really matters. If someone treats you poorly, do not put up with it. You deserve to be treated right and to spend time with people who make you feel comfortable, worthy, confident, and happy. If anyone is making you feel anything less, then go. Surround yourself only with people who want to lift you higher. And being alone is not an indicator of loneliness.
Being lonely and being alone are not the same thing. You can be filled with bliss by yourself and hate every second surrounded by friends. Loneliness is a purely subjective, individual experience. If you feel lonely, you are lonely.
It's the way that you choose to live. Don't ever allow others to make a doormat out of you. Learn to assert yourself. Remember,
One toxic relationship can outweigh so many wonderful, simple joys. You get to pick what your life has time and room for. Be discerning.
although it's easier to get along with a majority, stay firm in your beliefs. If you meet up with bad people who you can't get along with, peer pressure can make you stray from your own path and follow others. Some can support you, guide you, train you, and help you, while others can make your life so difficult, like crabs in a bucket. They can attempt to pull you back down to their level. It's important to match the beat of your own drama and avoid that pressure to conform to some so-called popular norms, like everybody's doing it, why don't you? Don't let anyone dictate your own life. You have to do things because it's right for you, not because you're trying to conform to some status quo. But in the end, it's your decision and your responsibility as to the direction which your life will take. And it's 100% up to you to make it happen. Next, step out of your comfort zone and take action immediately. Keep stepping out of your comfort zone is one of the most valuable lessons I learned in college. Of course, your comfort zone is tempting. It's that comfy couch that calls you over, wraps you with warmth, and sucks you deeper into its core. It's seductive, but linger in it a little bit too long, and it becomes harder to stand up again. The gravitational pull is too strong. And that's the reason why you stay stagnant where you are. When you are not moving, you are not exploring. And when you are not engaging in new experiences, you are not learning or building any new skills. You're just there, existing in time but not evolving through it. Back in high school, I was a totally introvert. I felt inferior because of my appearance, my body shape. I was so afraid of public speaking and I don't want to be noticed by anyone. I even blush easily when I talk with boys.
Can you imagine that?
And after I went college, I was like, okay, you can't do this anymore. You gotta change. I know it will make you feel uncomfortable, but you gotta change. If you don't challenge yourself, you will gain nothing. So I pushed myself to be more active, to engage in different social groups. And in my sophomore year, I ran for the election of student union. And I was successfully elected as the vice president, which I was really grateful for. I can say that it was a life-changing experience, really. I should definitely give myself the credit for it. Thank you for my courage to challenge myself, step out of my comfort zone, and that's what makes me now. I still remember the first time I introduced myself to the public, promoting myself to ask them to vote for me. To be honest, I'm scared. I was so scared. Beginning is the hardest part. So remember, nothing ventured, nothing gained. College is gonna be an incredibly formative 4 years of your life. And I learned a great deal from it. Much more than I said in this video. But the important thing is to live and really enjoy yourself. To meet with people, to find your passion. I hope you find this video useful and tell me if you are interested in any other topics. Comments down below and thank you for watching, guys. Just enjoy your college. Bye bye.